Can I tell you something about you that you might take for granted?
What?
Okay, so
Can I tell you several?
no, it was just a quick thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
That leaves me wondering whether it is a state of existence for you rather than just a thing that would happen.
Yeah.
So I was, not to get morbid on you, but I was
Yeah.
eyewitness on September 11th because I lived very close to the collapse. And I was there at my window, the buildings collapsed, people jumped. I mean, it was, and I'm a pretty stoic guy. And after those days and just that event, I was, my rational brain was no longer operating.
Yeah.
And I was just feeling everything.
Yeah, and you almost didn't know where to put it.
And it was spilling out of me. And I would see someone slightly sad in their face,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh, can I bring them flowers? Can I?
Yeah.
What can I do?" And I'm just wondering, you as an artist,
That makes you a great human.
well, I judge. Oh, by the way, and my writing over that time was better, I think.
Yeah.
And then as time went on and I began to lose it, the writing kind of went back to what it used to be. And I'm just wondering, was that moment that I experienced something that you live as an artist?
Well, I think
Is that a fair question?
Yes, and I think that I think artists of all kinds, painters, sculptors, writers, singers, whoever, I think we all
Capital
go
A
in and
artist.
out of that.
Yeah.
Capital A artist.
Yes.
But I think we all go through that. And what you do with, as an astrophysicist is almost, that's an art. Like it's a form of art, like that I don't get, but it is for you. So I think anytime we always have moments where we're really deep in it. And then we have moments where we love it, but for some reason it's not affecting us as it normally does. I think we always have those like tug of war, like roller coaster things. And the bad thing about it is, I think it was Sting. I heard Sting do an interview one time, and he was saying, it's sometimes it's horrible writing a record because it's the most miserable time. Like it's the most, draining period because you're wanting to be a vessel for all these messages and you want to do the best you can. But it's, and actors say that a lot. They get so, they delve into these characters and they get lost in it. And it's a catch-22. You want to do that, but at the same time, you don't want to get so far gone that you can't even help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, I don't know. I go in and out of that. But I will say every time I perform, even if I'm sad or tired or, just exhausted or overwhelmed or whatever, I'm incapable of not going in. I still, when I perform, I'm always in the moment, like especially since becoming a mother. It's just like emotions times 100. Yeah.
So I'm just saying that was my one moment where I said,
but you know what it is? Because it cuts you down to like your core to where you're just so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing to be vulnerable, but it's exhausting.
Yeah, I was, that's a good word. I felt vulnerable, which was odd just as a scientist. I'm usually, this is how that works. And I know how that works.
Yeah.
And I got this.
But
I
that's
got
unexplainable.
That. Yeah, I was hit.
Evil.
Hit by that.
Yeah.
So when you're singing or when you're writing or when you're choosing a song, are you thinking, okay, this will get him this way in this emotion, and this will,
It's more for me. I'm more selfish.
Oh.
I know. I'm more selfish about it. It's not only about the listener. It's more about because I find that I'm a very normal human being. Like
we'll be the judge of that.
Well, I live a very low key life in Tennessee. Like I'm not like I don't have like a normal pop star life. So I don't know. I find that I'm very similar to people. I'm not like unique in a lot of ways. So like if I'm listening to a song and I'm touched by it, I feel like if I am, then other people will be. So it's more or less like. It's my favorite thing that my old record label would do. They'd, send songs and it's like kind of a bleh song and they're like, oh, but you would sing it so well. And I'm like, well, I'm not concerned about that part. I'm concerned that it's not a good song. Like, but it's like one of those things when I want to be moved by it. I want to be the vessel for something powerful and a moment, you only get so many records.
So you have certain freedoms now at Atlantic Records for that.
Well, like all freedoms, but yes.
Yeah. And people don't, the average person on the street doesn't think
get it.
about.
Yeah, they don't think about it.
Just give me your song and I'm not going to, I don't care who publishes it. So The Meaning of Life is your 8th album.
Yes.
And now, forgive me, I haven't heard all your albums.
Yes.
But I heard this one.
I'm so offended.
But I've listened.
I'm leaving. I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding.